Hi everyone. Today I would like to answer midterm test, the course Introduction to English Literature. Before I answer the questions, let me introduce myself. My name is Romeo Semara Bunawan. My number student is 311211089. Let's begin with the first questions. What is literature? Literature broadly is any collection of written work, but it is also used more narrowly for writings, specifically considered to be an art form, especially prose fiction, drama, and poetry. Literature is a method of recording, preserving, and transmitting knowledge and entertainment, and can also have a social, psychological, spiritual, and political role. Literature as an art form can also include works in various non-fiction genres, such as biography, diaries, memoir, and letters. Literature shows us not only what a society is like at a certain age, but also what individuals feel about it, what they hope from it, and how they can change it or escape from it. Literature also expresses someone's feelings, and it is connected to human emotions. Number two, what makes English literature essential to study? Number one, stress can be relieved by literature. Literature relieves stress and anxiety, and that's no secret to readers. Second, literature inspires imagination. Watching a movie requires very little mental work, whereas reading words from a page requires readers to mentally create the scene. The third, literature keeps the brain active and healthy. A person can keep their brain healthy and active by exercising regularly. It enriches us from wisdom, for entertainment, for an understanding of diverse human experience. Fourth, literature helps a person to expand their vocabularies. A person's vocabulary is expanded by reading a wide range of literature. Fifth, literature enhances a person's writing skills. Reading more will help an individual improve their writing. Sixth, communication skills are improved by reading literature. When people are exposed to literature at a young age, they are able to build communication skills right away. 7. Literature motivates critical thinking. Literature is an excellent way for anyone who wants to learn how to think critically. 8. Readers learn about history through literature. Literature offers a unique way to engage with history. 9. Reading literature can motivate kindness. The study of literature has shown that reading can make one feel more empathic. And the last, literature can change our point of view. Through literature, we can see various kinds of people's personalities and their characteristics through writing and their mindset. It gives us spiritual and psychological insight. The question number 3, how to distinguish the literary works and non-literary works. Well, the literary works classified as literature and considered as an art. Narrative or tell a story and contain elements of fictions. Uh, fictions have a meaning fake or made up or not real. Examples of fictions: novel, poetry, prose, short stories, biographies, novels, memoirs, comics, and drama. Literary works have illustrations to help readers understand the elements of the story they are reading. Elements of the story: characters. It can be person, animal, or creatures in the story. Setting: when and where the story takes place. Problem: like a challenge or conflict that characters faces. Solutions: how the problem gets solved. Literature works needs to be read in order: beginning, middle, and have an end. While the non-literary works, the purpose is to convey informations, teach and explain real things, animals, and people. Any other kind of viewing and reading in which you interpret meaning. Non-fictions, or it can be the real story, does not have the same narrative and fictional elements. They are typically short and to the point. They don't use a lot of figurative language like imagery and metaphor. Usually contains facts and figures. Some of examples of non-literary works is advertisement, news articles, brochures, maps, arts like paintings, sculptures, photography, and magazine. The purpose is to inform, persuade, criticize, entertain, explain, and express an argument. Can be said as non-fictions. Writing can be based in history and biography. It can be instructional, offers commentary and humor, and it can ponder philosophical questions. Text structures of non-fictions include descriptive, like characteristic, details, and examples of something. Chronological order, like sequence of events or list of steps. Compare and contrast, such as similarities and differences between things. Cause and effect. It explains the causes and effect of events. Problem and solution. The text describes a problem and how it was solved. Now move to the other questions. Why William Shakespeare is considered as the center of all literature. William Shakespeare is considered by many to be the father of modern English literature. It is not just his popularity and influence on modern writers that allows for this title to be attributed to him, but because of the massive contributions he made to the development of the English language. There are a multitude of words and phrases that Shakespeare invented that we still use today. William Shakespeare was born on April 26, 1564, and died on April 23, 1660. was the greatest English writer in history. His works have been translated and performed in every language on earth. Shakespeare's plays can be divided into a few types: comedies and history he wrote in the middle of his career, and romance he wrote at the end of his career. Most of his works was not published in his lifetime, but only after his death, with the earliest publications being done by his friends in 1623. He and his works remains very popular and relevant to this day. In more than 2 decades of works, William Shakespeare has written 37 plays, including the most famous of all time, the story of Romeo and Juliet. Other famous works such as Hamlet, Othello, Merchant of Venice, A Midsummer Night's Dream, and Macbeth. William Shakespeare was also the founder of the famous Globe Theatre House in London and was instrumental in the development of the English language. Move on the next questions. Films and plays as a part of the literature. How can be related? Well, literature and film have always been taken to be a similar kind since both narrate a story. In literature fictions, the writer uses language to show the interior of the characters, while in films, the moving picture shows the character through actions. In fiction, the narration is in the third person, whereas in films is in a linear fashion. The relationship between these two art forms is boundless, because they both directly deal with images and the world of possibilities. It is no secret that some of the most popular and enduring movies or plays are based on classic literature. From Shakespeare to Jane Austen, filmmakers have long been inspired by the great works of literature. One of the biggest advantages of a book being made into a film is seeing the characters comes alive and give your imagination a sense of reality. A lot of people cannot imagine and picture the characters of situations when reading a book, but a film makes all that very simple. Okay, that's all my answers based on some references and sources that I put in the presentations, and I added some my opinion and my understanding about the material. And last, I want to end this presentation with the quotes. Literature is the art of discovering something extraordinary about ordinary people and saying with ordinary words something extraordinary, by Boris Pasternak. Okay, that's all my presentations today. Thank you and have a nice day.